So yeah, obviously I just spoke about the job loss I had with Amazon Flex, and things happen. I've lost 14 jobs at this point. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Things happen. But the money I'm getting is going to sort me out in terms of what I'm doing next. So it all worked out. It just didn't work out the way I wanted, which is part of life, right? So anyway, the whole reason why I'm doing all of this, and I watched this video the other day about this landlord who got £2 million worth of properties, a black girl from London, right? And she had the similar path to me of, like, obviously, starting a property investment slash business, and starting from taking two steps back, one step forward. What I done, I left London where I was born and raised. I came to Glasgow where the barrier to entry to get property was very easy. And you can, if you really want to get into property, this is the best way. So I made a big risk in December 2024 to move here and live in here in the back for free, because I knew that I could save majority of my money. The only thing that's gone wrong is I'll never be able to keep a job long enough or earn enough to save, right? So that's been the hardest struggle consistently over and over and over and over again, right? Let's just be real. But obviously the starting point really for that girl was that she went back to her parents. That's what most people do. I can't do that. My father don't even have a house of his own. He shares a room in a shared house. My mother lives abroad, right? So that option for me wasn't really available to save to buy a house, right? Um, so that's one thing there. So I had to think about what I was doing. I was going to do this in London way before I moved here. I was going to buy a van and do it in London, give up my flat and do it in London. But it just so happens that, how the universe and God works, man. It's like I ended up in Scotland. So anyway, once I came to Scotland, I realized the house prices were cheap. You can get a two-bedroom flat for under 100K. That's insanity, right? Sometimes double your wage, you could own a house. Houses are meant to be 4.5 times your salary, but realistically in London, it's 10 times, 9 times your salary. It's insane. Who's affording a house for quarter of a million, 400,000? The only people that can afford that are making 50 to 100K a year, and that's maybe 20% of the population. Most people on the average UK salary, which is about £2,000 a month. Maybe you might make 3 grand, but take home 2 grand is what I've been making for the past 5, 10 years. Let's be real. So anyway, this girl ended up doing that, and the sacrifice, you sacrifice short term for the long term gain. That's exactly what we're doing. Because she was successful when I was on the beginning, and I was looking at her journey. I even went for ChatGPT and done a side by side comparison and looked at the pros and the cons. And obviously, for me, I'm getting a buy to let through a limited company to get cash flow so I can get someone to live straight away. And I'm going to use the cash flow to live in a shared house where all bills included. So in that way, I can still save my 90% of incomes, and now I've got my mortgage right there. The only thing about buying up north is that the appreciation is very slow. So for her, for instance, her story is that she bought a property for 170K in East London, and two-bedroom flat, and then after 18 months, it went up because the market went up. 60 bags she just took out, and that started the ball rolling. But realistically, if I can save 20 grand, my life will change. Someone said that to me. Like, once I get to that mark here of saving £2,000, which ain't easy, by the way, you know what I mean? £20,000. Like, so that's my goal. My goal is to get 27K in the next 6 months. That's about 4,500 every month, roughly. It's just a guide. 125 a week, right? So if I can do that for 6 months, right? Because this is not doable for long term. So if I can end up saving that money, then that will give me my first step into property ownership, from being homeless. And the difference is, from all these people talking about their journey, this is what I've done, this is what I've done, and they vaguely always skip over, like, some of the hardships. I'm going real. I'm showing you my life from day one, from all the jobs I've lost, all the companies that are going to be mentioned in my video when I do my interview. Like, you missed out on the guy. If you kept me, you know what I mean? You didn't get rid of me. Who knows what I would have became? You know what I mean? Like, so obviously, like I said, it's been tough, bro. It's the resilience and the determination, and knowing that this is my only option. I'm not going to go back to London and get a council flat again, emergency accommodation, relying on people, relying on the council. That's another thing. I'm straight independent, even though it's a higher lifestyle that I'm living. It's more riskier, it's more tougher. But at the same time, it's like I don't have to rely on my father, rely on my mother. I'm just gonna just do it myself, do it my way, right? Do what I want for my life, right? If you know people that agree with it, that's just how they think. Everyone thinks different. Everyone's different. So for me personally, man, like, I'm out here, man, and I ain't gonna give up. That's just me. It's just in me. I'm gonna get rich or die trying. That's just a fact. So at the end of the day, once I do this, I'm gonna be like the first generational person in my generation that own property by themselves with no girl, no wife, just me on my own, grinding like a soldier, working 4 jobs at once. Once the van's properly done, side hustle, side hustle, side hustle, just to top up the money. And like, it's gonna be inspirational. A lot of people doubted me, brother. A lot of people feel that it's not possible just because the path is rigid. Like I'm making constant adjustments and constant, there's so many points where I'm like, oh my God, like I just want to leave, but I can't. I really, literally, genuinely can't. And I always think to myself, what's the difference between me and a homeless person on the street? It's because they ain't got that earning ability and that entrepreneur mindset, and that kind of like push. It's that discipline really, and that grit that's making me every day sleep in the van, wake up, shower in the gym, go in the hotel, go over my goals, go on the laptop. Even though I'm losing jobs, just keep going, and keep going, and because this is it, man. I don't have no time to like keep like try and do the same thing, expecting a different result, right? And part of this whole thing is obviously to start making money work for me. And if I can get a buy-to-let mortgage with a limited company, I save on taxes, I rent the house out, I use that money, and a straight cash flow from day one. And then obviously along the line, I'll start doing all sorts of other deals and stuff like that. But the first entry point will be a standard vanilla buy-to-let mortgage, and I'm gonna go from there because I'm not getting any younger, man. I'm 38 this year, man. Like I don't have time to waste. I'm not working jobs just to work jobs. I work in jobs to save money to get the life I want. So I can put a lot of these jobs down to me. Um, you know, maybe they said I was slow on deliveries, is why they got rid of me. But I'm not putting pressure on myself. I've already got pressure with a lot of stuff in my life on my mind constantly, and maybe that job weren't for me. But it is what it is, man. You live and learn. That's life. And yeah. So that's basically my why. I'm not giving up on my property goal, and I'll see you on the other side.